All right, guys. Hey, what's going on? Of course, it is me, Amira Blaze, and welcome to a shorter episode of Sin TV Now, where, of course, I bring you smart, intelligent news in regards to entertainment, culture, and gaming. So, one thing you guys know about me is I love shopping, okay? Like, I love shopping so much that it's like I'm a shopping addict. I really am. But when it comes to video games, you know as well as I know, guys, that video games are expensive as all hell. So, I'm here to kind of give you some of my recommendations of affordable games out there that are still really good that you can enjoy. So, the first one, and I actually got this, guys, brand new. This game is super not popular at all, and it received a lot of hate. I don't know why. But here is the game right here. It is called Valkyria Revolution. So, a couple of the criticisms of this game is some people felt that the storyline was very bland. The characters did not have enough dimension, and a lot of the actual backgrounds and textures were not that great. But you know what, guys? You know how much I paid for this game? I paid for Valkyria Revolution, and I only paid $12 for this game. Brand new. It was sealed, but then, I took the seal off. But guys, come on, for $12, you really can't beat that. And I want to see my thing is, if I hear enough players say that the game is bad, I gotta see for myself if this game is really terrible as some people have said about it. Okay, now this one right here, guys, this game, I cannot believe the deal that I got on this game. Okay, this is the PS3 version of God of War collection. Okay, so the God of War collection, there's a couple different types. Okay, so there's what's called the God of War Saga collection, which is for the PS3, and this includes all 5 games. So you get God of War 1, God of War 2, you also get 3, you get the 2 PSP releases as well, and then you get I forgot the other name of the other game. God of War, I believe Ascension is in that set. So you get all 5 games, and I've seen it go, the lowest that I've seen it is around $16 to $20. It depends where you buy it from. But this one is a great set if you are just like myself. I had heard about God of War, but I'm not too familiar with actually playing the series itself. It's like an action RPG. Kratos as a character is really kick-ass. And for those of you who are a little bit more into pop culture, how I found out a little bit more about the newest God of War game is through my man Conan O'Brien's Clueless Gamer, and he actually did. I wish he would do more episodes of those. Clueless Gamer is hilarious, okay, but they were playing the newer retold remastered story of God of War. So it's not like the original first God of War game. It's kind of giving a different story to it, and Kratos really evolving as a character. But this one is the first 2 games that are in the series. So you get them remastered, high definition for the PS3, and it comes with God of War 1 and 2. And guys, you will not believe how much I got this game for. I got the God of War collection for $9. $9 for both of these games. And then I have, let's see, I think I have one more game coming, but I was really shocked how fast these games came. So yeah, we will definitely be playing God of War on my other show, which is called the Curvy Metalhead Show. And I have a segment where I like playing games that are metal, and you cannot get any more metal than ripping someone's head off. Just brings me happiness, you know? I should have not said that. But but of course we have Erica, and Erica says, "Hi Quita, my husband loves God of War." Who wouldn't love God of War? Now, I will say as a disclaimer, God of War is a very graphic game. It's very gory, so if you have a weak stomach, like myself, we'll see how this we'll see how this goes. I just decided to, since I got God of War, we'll start it on Friday for the Kirby Metalhead show. I gotta push back my review of Huntress Static because I gotta play this fucking game. I heard it is absolutely amazing. This is the greatest hits edition, so I'm looking forward to playing it. So I just wanted to show you guys I'm headed off. I gotta go run some, you know, errands and stuff, and then I will be back in a couple hours, and then we're gonna play Fairy Fencer F. We're gonna find out what is going on with Fang and and his crazy entourage of characters. And guys, let me tell you, things are going to get very interesting from here. So before I go, guys, in regards to the schedule, I just want you guys to be aware I got some updates for you. So this is how it's going to go. The live stream of Sin Team Now should have been Wednesday, yesterday, which was Wednesday, and then you guys are gonna just get a regular episode on Sunday. I can only live stream, guys, one time a week now for each one of my shows, and that's just because I have a full-time job now. It's taking a lot out of me. I come home and my body just shuts down. I'm like really, really exhausted. And I know that's me making excuses, but guys, I can't help it. You know, I'm still kind of dealing with some of my health issues, and I'm, you know, working on getting my body back to where it was before. I've lost a little bit of weight, but I'm still working on it because, hey, if I lose this weight, then I can finally get the sexy man of my dreams. No, that's not the only reason, but just for my own health. I like to be able to dance without feeling like I need a whole 5 tanks of oxygen, you know. So that's going to be that. But I am going to be streaming my live streams both on Twitch and on YouTube. So you can catch me here, or you can catch me on twitch.tv/SINTV now. So I'm going to get the heck out of here, guys. And we will be playing the live stream today of Fairy Fencer F. We're going to continue with that. I'm just decided, guys, I'm just going to do one game at a time, because if I do it one at a time, it'll allow me to level up and really finish the game the way it needs to. Now, when I get burned out, because that happens, then we'll switch over. So if I get burned out, we'll play with all those Gladi-Daddies like myself. That's what I call fans who love Gladius, Gladi-Daddies, you know? So we'll play Final Fantasy 15. But for today's topic coming up this evening, guys, this is going to be probably one of the most controversial topics that I have ever talked about on this program. It's been a hot topic since Black Panther actually came out recently. And for me, that topic is going to be, what is the current state about female African and African American gamers in 2018. So I wanted to kind of share my story of how it's like to be a female gamer of color. And I will say, you know, it is very tough these days, you know, for all people of all races and different sexual orientations and gender expressions. But I find that it's really interesting that since Black Panther came out, that now there's been this a little bit of a reemergence of people being interested in minority gamers. And I really wanted to have a very deep, heartfelt, and intellectual discussion in regards to that, because I feel that things are getting better, but there are certain areas of improvement. Because I'll just give an example here before I go. Some people will say, oh, there's not a lot of, like, you know, plus size, you know, African American gamers. Why is that? And it's like, it's not that we're not here, it's just the matter of getting noticed. And in this day and time, like for example, Twitch, there's so many people. YouTube, there's so many people. So it's really hard to get noticed now unless you do something that really makes you stand out. And then secondly, it's very tough. It's very challenging to talk about cultural representation, because what tends to happen when you talk about culture, it's automatically being put into the negative category. It's never a positive discussion sometimes, unless you want to look at it in a positive way. And that's how I'm going to be fair, because you know me, I'm going to keep it real. But I really feel that we do need to talk about this issue, um, because in 2018, I feel that things are turning in the right direction. But the only way to really get a fair representation is that we have to acknowledge that, number one, this is something that is lacking in regards to the gaming community. And then number two, we also have to acknowledge that not everything is negative. There are a lot of positive things that have been happening for people of color in the gaming community, that's bringing both people of color and non, people of color, pretty much like white people, for example, and bringing us together. But we also have to recognize that, yes, there are cultural differences, and sometimes that can cause a lot of confusion, just because sometimes when you're talking about diversity and equality in gaming, like I said earlier, it can be often portrayed as it being a negative discussion, and that's not what it's meant to be. When you're talking about inclusion, that's inclusion for everybody. But we have to recognize as well that there are different levels of acceptance and comfortability, and these are things that need to be addressed in order for progression to happen. If we want to have more female characters that are portrayed positively, then we have to have more women who are interested in the industry to get their voices heard. If we want to have more gender expression to be represented, then those voices have to be heard as well. But you have to have a complete spectrum of voices. You can't just have one voice here and one voice there. You have to have a complete perspective. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I think it's going to be a very interesting discussion. Originally, I was just going to talk about popular like Japanese RPGs, and which platform is better, PC or console, but that'll be next week. I think I really want to talk about this topic because it's been a topic that's been immersed, kind of rising recently, about how do you convey the message of wanting to have more gamers of color, and for us to have a better relationship with white gamers or people who are different from us in general. So I want to share my experience on it. And as a disclaimer, this is not me finger pointing or trying to have a negative discussion. I really want to get everybody's perspective and then give my perspective, because it has been interesting. A lot of times people don't believe me because when they see me, they don't think that I am a gamer. It can be quite frustrating. I feel like I constantly have to prove myself, or I have to be like knowledge tested and things like that. So it's gonna be really interesting what you guys have to say about it. And of course we have Dusty, and Dusty says, hi everyone, I love God of War. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that this evening, talking about the current state of how it's like being a minority gamer across the board from my experience. But it has been very interesting. I've had positive experiences, but I've also had negative experiences as well, such as not being taken seriously, the name calling, all this stuff, which it can be tough to take. But I feel that if you enjoy gaming, you have to be strong enough to deal with criticism. So we will talk about that very, very soon. And Dusty, hey, I would love to answer that question, but I have to get going. But once I get back in the evening, come on back, guys, because we're going to be talking about the current state of minority gamers in 2018, my experiences in gaming, and you guys will learn also why I enjoy playing single player games over multiplayer. So we'll be talking all about that coming up this evening. I appreciate you guys coming in and checking me out. But like I always say, remember that, okay, you have to remember to get smart and stay informed.